Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be working on authentication using GORM web API. I'd like to let you know that I am building this API on top of my previous project on CRUD application. So make sure you check this video out because you'd like to install these libraries, which I will not be doing today because I've already done that on my previous video. I'll just let you know that I have go.env, I have CompileDaemon, I have GORM ORM, and I have GenWeb framework. Today I'll only be using this JWT Authentication. And go down, copy this on your terminal, just paste it. And I will be using Bcrypt. So okay, I'm gonna click on this repository. Okay, start from go until this slash and type Bcrypt after that. That is all we need for the authentication. I'm going to go to this models folder and create a file. I'll name it user-model.go. Okay, I'm going to copy some of the declaring models code from GORM. Okay, this GORM.model allows us to use these 4 fields. So I'll use this code instead of the other one. So let's copy this and paste it. So package models, hold your control and click on dot. Okay, let's save it. That is it for models. I'm sorry, not that is not it. I have to change few things. Email and password of type string. Okay, that's it. Alright, let's create a controller. Inside our controllers folder, let's add a file. Either you can name it user controller or authentication controller. I'll name it user.go. Okay, I'm going to add 2 functions here, sign up and login. Package controllers. Okay, hold your control and dot. Alright, in this sign up, we're going to get data from the user, that is email address and password. So to do that, var body of type struct and email of type string and password of type string. Now we're going to bind body in the context, so c.bind, and the reference is going to be body. Okay, now that we have email and password, now let's check if that email already exists in the database or not. If it does, we can't create duplicate account. So to check for that, we're going to use our GORM official documentation. Click on query. Okay, this is the code that we need. Let's copy this and let's paste it. So in order to use database, in order to access inside database, I'm going to do initializers.db because this db variable, this db keyword is inside database, which is inside initializers folder. So db is a global variable. Okay, so that's why I'm using initializers.db. So it's asking me to create a variable to store this record, if any, is of type user, but this user is inside models folder. Okay, control dot. Okay, instead of ID I'll be passing email, and the email that I will be passing is from body.email. That is, so we can access to email using this body. Okay, now let's check if oh, not nil, it's 0. Okay, so basically what this condition does is it will check if this user has an ID or not. If it does not have, or if it is not equals to 0, which means that there is an ID already there, so we can create duplicate record. So we'll let user know that this email address already exists. c.json bad request, comma gen.h, and it's a JSON message. Put a comma after that, and if it does not exist, then we'll return. Okay, so if we reach here, it means that we have email address and we also have a password. Now let's hash the password. To do that, we're going to use Bcrypt dot generate from password. Okay, let's follow this. What this does is, this is the password that we get from the user, that is body.password, and it's suggested to use this cost, the value of cost, by 10. And the return type is the hashed password and the error message. So let's use body dot password, and it's going to wrap it by byte, and that is what it is suggested here in the documentation. And the cost is going to be 10, and now the return type is hash and the error, hashed password and the error. Alright, let's check for the error if any. So let's copy this and I'll paste it. Okay, if error is not equals to nil, okay, and if the password is hashed, it's going to return. So if we are here, it means that password has been hashed. Now let's create a record of that user. To do that, let's go here and click on create, and this is what we need. Let's copy this. Alright, so this is the model. So model sort user, because our user is inside models folder, that's why. And let's, instead of name, it's going to be email, and email is from body.email, and password is going to be this, the hashed password. So body.password is the password that user entered, and it's hashed using this function. So let's use hash. Okay, it's wrapped using this string function. which is nice. And let's see what it's complaining. Okay, because I already have user used on top, so let's use something else. New user. Let's copy this, since this is referencing to this user, so I'll paste it. Okay, instead of db initializers dot db, and let's see. Okay, if we return and get in until here, means that user was created. Okay, user created. Alright, let's save it. Okay, now that we have our controller and our model is also ready, we need to migrate this. To do that, let's go to our GORM documentation and click on overview. Okay, this is the code that we need. Let's copy this. We have a folder named migrate, and inside I've created a file. So for db, and this is going to be the name of our model. Ours is inside models dot user. Okay, and let's save it. So to migrate, we're going to type go run on our terminal, migrate /.go. I'm using migrate /migrate.go because our migrate file is inside migrate folder. That's why. Okay. Okay, so this is CompileDaemon. We are going to use this because it automatically builds our application every time we save it. So just follow this and install it, and to use this we're going to use this code. Don't copy this $sign, let's copy this. Now paste it here, and let's okay, now you type the name of your application. Mine is GoCrowd API backend. Okay, now go to your main and uncomment this. So basically what this is doing is it's routing to this function that I just created, sign up. So control dot. Alright, let's save it. Okay, now I should be able to use this sign up in my Postman, and here. Okay, so let me go to my alright, so I have this users table already. Now I'm going to go to Postman and do, and this is going to be the password, and the method is post sign up. Okay, user created. Alright, now let's try to create the same user. Okay, this email already exists. Okay, let's try to create another user. let's go to this table 1 and let's refresh. So I have my email address and I have the hashed password. So now that our sign up is complete, we're going to work on our login process. Okay, to log in, we're going to use the same code until here. Okay, let's copy this. Okay. Alright, this is going to get the email and password from the user body, and we're going to check if that email address exists in our database or not. So if email.id equals to 0, which means this email address is not there in our database, which means he cannot log in. Okay, and if it is correct, if that email address exists, then it's going to return, and we're going to reach over here. Now email address is correct, we're going to so the user entered password and the password stored in database matches or not. To check, we're going to do bcrypt dot the first one, compare hash and map password. Okay, follow this. The first is the hashed password, and the second is the password entered by the user, and the return type is it's going to return error. That's it. So hashed password is inside user.password. Okay. Okay, it did wrap with byte, which is good. Now we're going to compare it with body.password according to the parameter suggested, and the return is error. So all right, let's copy. Okay, so email or password incorrect, that's fine. And if it's correct, it's going to return, and if we are here, it means that password is matched. Now we're going to create a token string and provide that token string. To do that, we have already installed this, if you remember, or go to this GOLANG JWT and copy this and paste it on your terminal. That should install. Now here, follow this second one, simple example of building and signing a token. Okay, let's copy. So basically the output of this is going to be the token string. That's exactly what we want. We want a token string to be created. So let's copy this and let's paste it here. Hold on control and dot. Okay, hold control dot. Okay, so this is going to be the secret thing that we can type something like this. So this is going to work, but we're not going to do something like this. It should be stored somewhere in .env file. Secret equals to, just type something secret. Okay, let's save it. And to get access to this secret from .env, we're going to os.get env I'm not going to put that secret. Let's import our OS control dot. It's not uppercase, it's lowercase OS. All right. So it's I think it needs to be wrapped by byte. Let's copy this. Okay. So now that our token string's been created, so this is the token string, and we have this error message if it was unable to create. So let's copy this. Instead of this, let's paste it. If there is error, then let's pass the token string and put a comma. Let's save it. So this is the login. There's an error somewhere. Okay, it's asking me to add /v5, the version of JWT that I'm using. Okay, so go down. This is the login function that we worked on. So let's add it, and it's going to be post as well. So instead of sign up, login. And let's save it. Okay, so we have refresh. Okay, let's try to log in. Okay, so body raw JSON. So let's paste it. Okay, let's try to log in with the random. Okay, it's not get its post. Okay, email or password incorrect. Okay. Okay, this is correct. So let's try if we're going to get token string or not. Okay, we did get token string. So this is working. Now let's create a cookie. Go to users controller. Let's remove this. c.set. Okay, we're going to do not this one. Okay, this is the one that we need. And c.set cookie. Okay, and inside this we're going to pass few things. So the string is going to be, just name it whatever you like. I'll name it auth. Value string is going to be the token string that we just received using Postman. Max is going to be 1 month. Path is going to be just blank. Domain string blank. Secure bool is going to be false, and we're going to use true for HTTP only. So auth, comma, so token string, comma, max age is going to be 3600 multiplied by 1 hour multiplied by 24 is 1 day, and 30 is 1 month. Okay, let's leave it blank. Let's leave it blank. False, true. Okay, and let's save it. Alright, now that we have this login thing and we have a token string also, now we are going to create a middleware and validate. So let's create a function. Okay, so I have this validate here, and it's a get, and let's not forget to add validate in main.go. r.get slash okay, let's save it. Okay, it's running. Okay, I'm online. That works. Now let's create a middleware in between validate, before validate I mean, so that that middleware is going to create a secure link and it will parse the token string. That's the idea. So let's create a folder and name it middleware, and let's add a file. Require authentication.go. This R should be in lowercase. Okay. So this require auth is going to be in between, is going to come before validate. So middleware dot require auth, comma. So after this require auth is a function runs, it's going to do next, context next, and then it's going to, if everything goes well with this require auth, it's going to validate and say, hey, I'm online. Otherwise it won't. So this is like a very secure middleware function. All right, now let's go here and let's get the cookie. So c dot cookie. So string name string is going to be auth, and let's see what it has. And the return type is going to be string and error. Okay. So the token string an error. Alright, so from here you can use this, copy this, or okay. Alright, what we can do is, instead of that, c dot status, okay, abort with status, http dot unauthorized. Okay. Alright, we can use this. So if there is an error, I'm going to abort and pass this. And now let's go here to parse our token string. We're going to use this first link. So simple example of parsing and validating our token. So this is going to validate the token. Okay, here. Okay, so copy starting from token until the end. Let's copy this. Let's paste it here. Okay. Everything else is okay. Just want to make sure I copied everything properly. Yeah, this was not copied, that's why. Alright, now hold your control and dot to fix these error messages. Okay, for this secret os.get env, and inside this we're passing and let's wrap this with byte. Okay, let's save it. Alright, let's go down and see. Okay, in this, okay, we're going to work just a little bit in this place. Yep, we're going to work, but I'm just wondering if I had to work something over here. I had to do something over here, like this one is user ID to get access to user ID, and I'm gonna do user dot okay, and this is going to be expiration date of the token string. I don't know why I forgot to work on this part. Sorry about that. So the expiration date is going to be 1 month, so time dot now, and it's always on Unix, and we're going to add time, so dot add a month, so time dot hour gives us 1 hour, and multiply by 24 is 1 day, and multiply by 30 is 1 month. Okay, let's save this. So to get access to this user ID, we're going to use this because these are claims. So to get access to this user ID, we're going to do claims on angle bracket user ID, claims user ID. This is how we're going to get access to user ID, and same with expiration. Alright, now let's go here And I remember that because I could see this foo and these claims topic. All right, now let's make sure that these dates are valid. So we're going to use if time dot now dot unix. So if time dot now, so the current time is greater than the expiration claims. So this expiration date is this. So this, it's 1 month, so it's going to capture that time, and this allows us to compare. So if today is greater than the expiration date, which means the token is already expired, so you can't access. That's why we're going to use this unauthorized. Let's copy this and I'll paste it. And otherwise you are authorized. So let's filter and get the, let's pass the ID of that user and let's get the entire data and let's set it somewhere. Okay, so let's go to our GORM official documentation and query. Okay, so we're going to copy this. So remember this 10 is ID. Okay, where 10 equals to ID, so this is the ID that it's referring to. So I'll paste it here. Instead of db, it's initializers.db, and instead of users, oh sorry, not you instead, but I'm going to create a variable to store this user data, if any, var user is of type models dot user. Okay, all right. So instead of passing this 10, I'm going to pass user ID, which is over here. So to get access to this user ID, I'm going to do claims and pass the user ID. Okay, and let's save it. So if this user ID exists, that record is going to be stored in user. And we're going to set this user c.set. So check this out. Key string. So we're going to name it, we'll name it user itself, and value is going to be user too, because this is the value that we will be passing. So let's just name it user is storing the user value. Okay, and it doesn't have any return type, so that's it. So after this is so if we, after setting up this user here in the context, we're going to do c.next, because without doing next, it's not going to go to this validate function. Let's import this middleware. I don't know why. Okay, so it's going to go to next step, which is validate. Else, if this doesn't work, then we're going to abort. Okay, so let's copy this and let's paste it and let's save it. There is an error because we need to use v5 here manually, not to use add v5 manually. Let's save it. All right, now let's test our application. Okay, it's saying invalid. All right, require auth line 32. here. So it's asking me to wrap this in float 64. So dot float 64, and same with this. So there is a different way of using this float 64. Okay, let's save it. It's throwing a bunch of errors, or no? It's still restarting. So let's wait a few more seconds. Alright, let's try to log in. So sign up, login. Okay, so let's log in. Alright, let's do like this. We already have cookie, right? So let's click on this cookie and let's remove everything, and let's click on validate. So before we were able to see this I'm online thing, now there is nothing because I'll show you here. Okay, I don't know what these are for, but it's not able to go to this function because it was not authenticated. Alright, now let's go to login and let's log in. We have cookie. Now let's go to validate and click on this. So it says I'm online. Okay, now what we can do is where's the validate? Okay, here's the validate. So if you see, we have set user data inside this set inside user, right? So you can use c.get to get the value of user inside our validate function. So c.get, and so key string, we're going to add user, and the return type is user and exists boolean. So user and okay, so user is what it's expecting, the value of user, and I'm not worried about this. So if everything goes well, we're going to pass user. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's test. Okay, I'm able to get this, get my data, email, password, and everything because I logged in using this. So if I log in using @gmail.com, if I click on login, okay, now let's see if you go to validate and click on this, so you're going to get details of this user, and that is it. Thank you very much for watching.